Well, congratulations on this one.
Thank you.
I really liked it. And, you know, I just want to start by saying, because I was reading some stuff that you, some interviews that you had done earlier about this film, and you said, you know, it's kind of your love letter to Asian mothers and stuff. But I have to tell you, it's not just Asian mothers. It's everybody can relate to this, you know?
Yeah.
And I just personally could as well, too. And I wanted to know where this all originated for you, because it's so good.
Oh, thank you. Well, first of all, I don't think it's just for Asian mothers either. Sandra Oh says that in the film. But I wrote it to position a mother as hero.
Yes.
A grandmother as hero, regardless of color. But definitely she's from another culture. And that, I think, a lot of us are from other cultures. We were raised with slightly different rules in the mainstream. Definitely, the idea came to me through my relationship with my mother, really, and seeing how she had heard of women's lib. She grew up with it. She never really enacted it in her house, other than to raise her daughters as independent women.
Yeah.
So right away, that difference in what she said and what she did, I always noticed. And I thought, when I was a kid, when I first started writing films, I thought, oh, I would love to Freaky Friday with my mom, right? Just just have her go to the punk rock show and me rub my dad's feet all day, you know.
Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, she should, because she just can't, like, there's so many disconnects. She's like, I'm a grown woman now, I'm a director. And she's like, you're going to a show by yourself?
Yeah.
Like, that seems dangerous to her. Seems dangerous from a societal frowning on me level, as well as just protection, you know. And it's like, no, I have any entitlement as any man. Mm-hmm. Or I act as if I do.
Sure.
In reality, I don't necessarily do, but I walk around like I do. Yeah. Like, there's no reason why I can't go to the show. There's a guy by himself here.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea sort of sparked from growing up in my household, but the moment that it really hit me was my mother turning to me in the car and saying, she was gossiping about a friend, and she said the cat has caught a new fish. In Chinese, and I went, what? What are you talking about? What fish, huh? And she said, that's what we say when, you know, he's got someone else. And it was that specificity of how she spoke about it, that there was a term, there was a phrase for it, you know, that immediately, and I'd heard of many stories of infidelity in my family, in the women being the victims.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that, like, in particular, one family member, she didn't move out. She never let on until he slowly stopped seeing her. And I thought, how interesting that, as opposed to if that were to happen in my generation with my rules, there would be forced, you know, if we were going to stay together, there'd be forced therapy, there'd be so much talk, there'd be catharsis. None of that. She never got any of that. And I thought, what a different breed of women, and how courageous one is to be able to be like that.
No, absolutely. And let's face it, I mean, you know, your casting in this movie is you know, brilliant, amazing, and to have Cheng do, you know, be the lead, and wow, I mean, just to foresee her doing this, because we all know what she can she can do. She can kick butt. You know, we know that, right?
Yeah.
But to see her in this role in the beginning, and then how she evolves and everything, but it's very interesting because, you know, listen, you know, my mother's 80, whatever. I could not see her going out if something like this were to have happened and trying to do the things that she does in this movie, you know? And so it's so brave, and I just think it's so important that you did this film.
Well, as Maria, Pepe and Sandra said, I saw in an interview, Pepe says, I hope this film frees the Marias. And Sandra goes, yeah, let's free all the Marias.
Hashtag.
And I think that's exactly it. Hashtag, yeah. I think that for sure it is very, just as any film, it's hard for us to be Superman as an audience member, but Superman can inspire us to be our own superwomen in our own little ways. And that's what I hope with this film, that it is an empowerment story. That in this climate of powerlessness in general, doesn't matter which gender you are, how old you are, we're all feeling a little out of control. That we actually have a little bit more power than we think.
You just have to bring it out in you.
You have to bring it out.
You have to be brave.
You have to be brave.
Yeah.
You have to make the choice, and that's the whole film is her moving towards knowing she has choice.
Yeah. I can't even believe that it's been 23 years since you made a film with Sandra Oh. Like, to me, it just feels like yesterday. Did it feel like that to you?
I did a film with her in 2004,
Yeah.
Long Life, Happiness, and Prosperity.
Yeah.
So we've worked together since.
Okay, right. So, but when you, since the first time, I'm sorry.
Since the first time, yeah.
And so you've had this relationship for almost, quarter.
Oh, yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
But was it just kind of like when you get back with her, it's kind of like old home week, I would think.
Oh yeah, Sandra and I, it's so natural for us to work together. It didn't even feel strange, especially since we had Peter Wunsterf, who's my director of photography, and a couple of the days we had Greg Middleton, who's gone on to do Game of Thrones as a DP.
Yeah.
But he was my camera operator. He just said, Mina, if you need any help, I'm pitching in on this project with you.
Nice.
And I was like, my camera operator got sick, so can you come in? And so it was me and Peter and Greg and Sandra, and that was the original Double Happiness team, right?
Wow.
And Steve Hedges' producer too, who's producing this. And she just looked at me. She was like, "Oh my God, I feel 20," and I was like, "I do too." And it's like, and she kept going, "We've aged so well," and I said, "Yeah." You've aged well.
Oh God, no! You guys look the same, exactly the same. I'm sorry, I don't know what.
It's hilarious. I saw something, CBC's archived an interview that we did during the Double Happiness tour, and I was just like, we were children. How could they even let us make anything and give us money? We looked like kids.
But TIFF's been very good to you. I
Yes, I premiered all films here. They are like family. I mean, I grew up with Cameron in a way. In terms of. He just started programming the Canadian films when I got Double Happiness.
Yeah.
And so here we are now, and it's like it really is when we see each other, when Piers or Michelle or Cameron and I run into each other in the street, it's big, warm family hugs. Like I saw Piers twice yesterday because we're running around, and the second time he just walked across the street and just gave me a high five, and I was like, yeah, we don't need to do the way I just talked to you a moment ago. So it's
well, I'm asking all my Canadian talent this question. I know it's Canada 150 this year, very exciting. Aside from your own films, what's your favorite Canadian film? I'm on the spot, I know.
Okay, well, one of my favorite Canadian films is Anne-Marie Fleming's You Take Care Now. It's a 20-minute short that was done in 1990, I think. And it really said to me that we can get inside a woman's head, very specifically in an entertaining fashion, and still be moved. And she's done some of the bravest sort of narrative hybrid documentary experimental work, and I still look to her work as such a symbol of the breaking the frontiers of what one can do with story.
Yeah, very good, excellent. Well, congratulations on this. You've done a really great job, and
thank you.
I know we'll see you back at TIFF again. I don't have to worry about that. We'll just keep bringing them to
I'll
us,
just keep bringing films. I'm so glad you loved it.
Oh yeah, I really, really did. Highly recommend people go see this movie.
Fantastic.
Love having you back. Thank you so
you.
much for your time. Appreciate it.
Great.